Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is King Froggy, and welcome back to another Metalhead Reacts. So, I'm going to start trying to do 3 videos every week. 2 or 3. Um, one is going to be a reaction video, or two is going to be a reaction video, and the third is going to be one where I talk about the topics. Um, now, today I'm going to be reacting to, once again, my boy, Lowkey. Um, this one is called Neoliberalism Kills People. Um, now, I wasn't sure what Lowkey song came after the return of Lowkey, so let me know that song down in the comments, and that will be the next reaction video. But for now, I saw this one. I was like, I have to react to this one. I have to. I have to. Um, also, um, YouTube is being kind of stupid. One of my songs that I created, called All Right. It was one of my first songs that I ever like uploaded to any kind of platform. Was literally claimed by someone. My song. I made that shit, and someone else claimed it. It anyway. Um, so yeah, I have the lyrics on my phone. There wasn't really a video. I went to Lowkey's channel to pull this up, um, but I didn't see a video. If there is, let me know. That way I can watch it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into Lowkey neoliberalism. Neoliberalism. It's a hard word to say for me. Uh, Great thing about a country accent. Kills people. All right, let's get into it.
The American civil rights activist and philosopher Cornel West says justice is what love looks like in public. And so what I wrote is that neoliberalism is actually what lovelessness looks like in public. And that now, after 4 decades of these policies, but the reason why I say the book came out on June 12th is that just 1 week later was the Grenfell Tower fire. And,
You reacted to that.
you know, I feel like this catastrophe, right, this crime really, in so many ways, is the ultimate symbol of that lovelessness as policy, of that neglect, of that systematic neglect and systematic discrimination, but also of that hollowness that you're asking about, right, because of this extraordinary cruelty of this investment in image, like the investment in the aesthetic, in such sharp contrast to the divestment of the inside, of the interior, right?
How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain? And since June don't hear the word fire in the same way, heard screams, splutters and them gasping for air. That's not bars in a booth, it's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war? That we never saw. Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder, Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize on horrifying flames. We don't have to apologize or qualify our pain to Grenfellize our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, cause they know that we can shake the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as an omen. Nature's blessings are ours just cause we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven with love.
Alright, so I'll back up because it just went into the chorus. So talking about this first verse, when he starts talking about, you are beautiful no matter how this life disfigures you, beautiful even if that image you emulate isn't you. So And before that, he said, should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? And then he goes into that. So basically, what I picked up from that, in my personal, viewpoint of this, is the corporate media and a lot of the things that are advertised, are zeroed in on a particular group of people. Um, and those are, you know, the pretty people, basically, the beautiful people, the people that are, model standards, um, the people that are rich and can afford all of that stuff, and people that conform to that image. Um, so after that, he says, that you're beautiful no matter how life disfigures you. So it doesn't matter what problems you have, whether it be physically or mentally, even if you were born with it, even if it happened to you through life. Example, if you are a war vet and you had a limb blown off, or you're a burn victim, or cancer patient, or anything like that that can change the way you look and make you less what the people in society deem, as a beautiful person. No matter what you look like, you are beautiful in your own way. As long as you are comfortable with yourself, as long as you are confident in the way you look, in the way you act, in the way you move, in everything you do, in every sense of life, as long as you are confident in that, then you are beautiful. You can get anywhere. It doesn't matter what you look like. Sure, you may not be able to be a model, but they also used to say that about, thicker, uh, big women. And same thing with, I don't know if it's the same thing with men, but I know with women, like, it didn't used to be like that. It was only, really skinny. You had to be really tall. I think like 5'10" is like the minimum height for a model or something like that. Maybe a little bit shorter. Um, so like whenever the bigger women became models, it showed that you don't have to have the image that society, wants you to have. It shows that no matter your shape, no matter your looks, no matter your deformities, your dysfunctions, whatever problem or whatever flaw in your image there is, you're beautiful. You're perfect the way you are. You don't need to change it. You don't need to go to these fucking uh, high price things and pay a ton of money just to, have all of these products just because they say it'll make you look pretty. You don't need it because you look pretty. You're beautiful. You're perfect. You don't need to change the way you look unless you genuinely want to change the way you look or change something about you, not off of what you see on TV or on your computer, on the internet. As long as you don't want to change because of that, and you want to change just because you want to, then by all means. But I feel like changing in the sense just because of what you see, I think that is wrong. And I don't think you need to do that because that's just your insecurities. That's just you wanting to be something that you're not. And that's my opinion. I rambled on for too long about that. I apologize. Now, going a little bit further, when it started talking about how that's why Plato said, banish poets from the Republic because they know that we can shake the social system and disrupt it. That is 100% true. That is what people like Lowkey, Akala, Immortal Technique, and rappers like that, poets like that. That's what they do. They disrupt the social media and everyday life. That's what they do. And they do it because they want to bring the truth to light. And that is why they do not get on the radio as much, well, at all. It's not because they're not marketable like they say that it is. That's not it at all, because it's actually the exact opposite. That it's not that people will hate it. As I said, it's the opposite. If they like it, what's going to be the outcome? And by the way, that is quoting Akala. Don't come at me, okay? I know you guys probably know that. I am just quoting Akala on that one because I completely agree with it, and that is something I live by very highly. Um, let's see. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. So, what I get from that is that even though we've had struggles, like everyone has their own struggles, and they consider them horrible. And yes, some of them are. And, you know, if someone in their own eyes has something worse done, you don't need to like go to someone and compare your problems. No, that's not how it works. Um, but everyone has problems that they see bad and horrible, and with those problems, you know, comes the depression aspect of it, thinking that you can never overcome it, that you can never become more, when in reality, it's something that can actually make you stronger. Like, for example, if someone you've been dating or married to for years leaves you for someone else, or a family member just abandons you, someone you thought you trusted, like a friend or something like that, abandons you and just leaves you high and dry. Or if something in life, like you lose your job or something, you know, something horrible, something life changing, something that changes you emotionally as a person. Just as he says, you're not broken and you're not no one. You are still that same person. You just have to overcome these obstacles that are laid before you. And those overcoming those obstacles will make you far stronger than you were previously. Okay, so I've rambled on for way too long. I apologize. Let's
think that you know one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. When love dies, when love dies, when love dies. So neoliberal. When love dies, when love dies, when love dies. So neoliberal. Would they love you more if you mock the people that you're from? Self-orientalize and believe that you belong. Overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved even though you're further from the killing field. Solace in the fact there's always cracks in the monolith, practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelix. Distracted with gossip is twisted news and interludes, adverse, no hidden clues to listen to is pitiful. Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth: you won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off on the cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover close, pictures of the front page. Tried to speak, all I really felt deep was numb rage. How could they see this pain at such a young age? Leaning out the window screaming for help, but none came. If it bleeds, it leads. The trauma tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect is asked the capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, children to be. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hear any more bomb sounds. I cannot smile when I know the remains are still not found. And echoing in my mind is exactly how the sobs sound. When love dies, when love dies, when love dies. So love dies, when love dies, when love dies, so we are liberal. They say we're criminals for syllables and stanzas when they subsidize the killers, tools, the pillagers and bankers. Who are the engines of history? People like me and you who got massacred for the right to vote. At Peterloo, it was Imagineers, the poets and the artists, the miners, Tolpuddle martyrs, William Cuffy and the chartists. Rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. They tell us tea is tradition to the English. When I look around this island, not a tea plantation in it. Earl Grey gave 20 million to the slave traders. Multipolar world, now the Indians are space raiders. Freedom to be even or merely alienate labor. Freedom for fossil fuels to desecrate and invade nature. Albert was an immigrant, Philip was an immigrant. Were the Celts, Normans and the Anglo-Saxons English then? The words sugar, cotton and rice come from Arabic. Now we import democracy to civilize the Saracens. Analyzing planets when this backwater was wilderness. Seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Wear the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. When love dies.
Wow. Wow. My voice cracked. Going through puberty again. Did it again. What the fuck is wrong with me? Been straining my voice too much doing vocals. Anyway. So, going back. Who are the engines of history? People like me and you, who got massacred for the right to vote at Peterloo. It was Imagineers, the poets and the artists, the miners, Tolpuddle martyrs, William Cuffy, and the Chartists. Alright, so he is right. And I'm not saying that, like, the reason I hesitated, I was trying to find words. I wasn't, thinking about debating. So the reason I say that is because people like, poets, artists, and Imagineers, people that want to stray from the normalities, stray from what is considered, like I said, normalities. People who want to make a difference, who want change, who want to bring people together as a whole against the normalities. It's people like that that are truly outcast, that are put down and pushed aside and are never allowed to be brought to light. It's people like that, people like me, people like, all of these artists that I've been listening to on the channel. It's people like them and people like you guys watching who want something better than what we are living now, that are muffled, that are silenced. Well, see, the problem with that is that they can silence us as individuals, but if we are to bring each other together, if we are to become a group, they can't silence that. Not because of the laws in which they put themselves in, that they put in charge of the country. If we are able to come together as a whole and rebel against, as he said, if we are able to rebel and resist against even the most minuscule of things, if we are able to do that as a group, as a unit, not as a singular person or a couple of people or even a few, as a huge group, if we are able to harmonize with each other and become one, basically, nothing could stop us. And that's the reason that a lot of this music is silenced and not given the chance to get into the mainstream industry. Let's see. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about there. Uh, no. Oh, I just added the two things together. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's keep going.
When love dies, when love dies, so neoliberal. When love dies, when love dies, when love dies, so neoliberal. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, real people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, real people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, real people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, real people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people. Neoliberalism kills people, real people. Neoliberalism kills people, it kills people.
Wow. So incredibly, deep song as all of the topics I talked about in that song. Um, now, now that I've talked about the stuff in the song while the song was going, now I can look at it from a musical perspective. As I've said many times before, Lowkey's lyrical style is absolutely phenomenal. His writing is off the charts. It is better than just about anything I've heard before. The music in the background with the orchestral effects was absolutely beautiful. It matched so well with the lyrics in the song and his lyrical style. Just absolutely fantastic song. I love how at the first of it, he had, I don't know who it was. I know it was an interview, but it was a nice touch to it to add to the in-depth, like um, the in-depth look into the topic he was talking about by adding the factual things in the beginning and then going on to rap about this the how neoliberalism kills people. And like I said, overall, love the song. 10 out of 10. And would 100% recommend, you know, listening to this on your own time, like the full song, and looking through the lyrics like I do, and analyze the things. That way you can get your own perspective of what he's talking about. So, anyway, thank all of you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe if you have not already. Be sure you share this video too. That way we can start getting this channel out there and start boosting up those subscribers, if you catch my drift. And I will also leave the name of the song that comes after the return of Lowkey. I want to continue the series on that. I just didn't know what was next. Now, also leave a song in ours you want me to check out in another video. And I will, of course, see all of you guys in the next video. See ya.